This is PokePress coverage of the 2010 Pokemon Trading Card and Video Game World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. Alright, so here's Game 2 of the Senior Finals from Worlds 2010. As you may recall, in Game 1, the back player won the game. We'll see what happens here. So the back player sends out Infernape and Lugia to start off with. The front player sets out the Groudon and Cresselia to start out with. Infernape uses Fake Out on Cresselia. And Lugia uses Blizzard, but misses both Pokemon. And a Rock Slide will hit both of them. Lugia, of course, being part flying, is weak to Rock. And normally fire types are weak to rock as well. However, Infernape is also part fighting, so it's actually neutral to rock. And we get another Blizzard from Lugia. And it misses both Pokemon again. Close Combat from Infernape. Close Combat is a very highly damaging attack, but the trade-off is the Pokemon that uses it sharply lowers, maybe not sharply, just a little bit, their defense and special defense as a result. And we get a Rock Slide from Groudon. And Infernape just has a little bit of HP remaining. And Cresselia uses Trick Room, which, as you may know, reverses the speed relationships. And we get one more Rock Slide from Groudon. Infernape goes down. And so does Lugia. Yep. So Cresselia uses Light Screen, since it wasn't needed to use Helping Hand, raises its special defense. So the back player has to put out two Pokemon. One of those is a Ludicolo. And the other is a Palkia. And we get a Helping Hand from Cresselia. Palkia uses Protect. And we're getting an Earthquake. Earthquake is a very common 2-on-2 move. Now, the downside of it is it also hits your partner Pokemon. However, in this case, the front player can get away with that because Cresselia has Levitate, which makes ground moves miss. So Ludicolo puts a Leech Seed onto Groudon. And Ludicolo, you'll notice right here, also has a Leftovers. Another Helping Hand. And Protect generally fails the second time, although it can still work. So each time you use Protect in a row, the chance of it working goes down. pretty much always works the first time, and then for the second and third and so on, it keeps working less and less. So Groudon uses an Earthquake. Not very effective against Ludicolo, but still does a fair amount of damage. And there's a Grass Knot from Ludicolo to Groudon. Groudon barely hangs on there. However, Ludicolo's Leech Seed does do just enough to knock out Groudon. So, now comes out Fly-By-Night, the Dialga. And we get a Protect from Ludicolo. And a Protect from Palkia. So, neither of the front players' Pokemon will be able to do any damage. Now, there are a few moves that can break through Protect. And we get a Spatial Rend from Palkia to Dialga. And Ludicolo uses the Substitute. Substitute in combination with Leftovers is a pretty common combination. As long as the Pokemon doesn't take too much damage during any given turn, it can usually stay there for quite a while. And Trick Room wore off the previous turn, as I remember correctly. And so Cresselia has to use it again. So we get to see a new Pokemon here, Tom Sawyer. It's a Hariyama. Now, one thing you'll notice that might be a little odd about Hariyama is that it has a held item, and it's a Flame Orb, and actually that burns the Pokemon that's holding it, as long as they're not fire. So the actual point of doing that is Hariyama has an ability called Guts, and normally if you're burned, your attack goes down by 3/4. As you can see, a low kick from Hariyama here, but in this case, it actually increases Hariyama's stats. And that low kick will break the Substitute, and we get a little Dragon Pulse from Dialga. And that finishes off Ludicolo, and that is Game 2, and we are tied 1-1. This has been a PokePress Special Report.